Howdy folks, LP Guru here signing in for Let's Play Final Fantasy 1 Episode 11. As always, we're picking up where the previous episode ended. And we're about to be venturing out into the wide open world. In search of the crystals. So from well, not really sure if it's from the previous episode, but from one of the previous episodes, we're having to find Melmond, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is right there where the cursor is pointing. So we will be sailing due west. And hoping that our black mage is not paralyzed in the process. I think that would make this fight rather lengthy. Alright, good. We're in the clear and bolt to easily. Take out the rest of the Shahagan. Or at least that's how I've always imagined their names being pronounced. Huh, without even looking, I was able to make it to the street. Apparently, you cannot open the world map while on the ship. But I just tried 3 different times and it would not load. So that is good to know. You can definitely I walked off before I was able to start talking. Alright, let's see. Does anybody have anything useful to say? Well, alrighty then. So we're gonna be having to deal with a vampire at some point in the near future. Well, hello there. What kind of shop does your old pop have? Alright, here we go. Here we go. Some info that we actually need. Okay, just as I'm sure everyone can tell, the earth, the very ground, is much more decayed and dead looking compared to everywhere else we have visited so far. And you really have no way of knowing ahead of time what each person is going to say before you start talking to them. Definitely good to know. good to know. Not information we need right this minute, but it will come in handy later. Just trying to make sure I'm talking to everybody of importance before I start diving into any of these shops. I was just about to say, no, I've never heard your name before, dude, so sorry. Alright, so we have been given our mission. Looks like the vampire is not necessarily the cause of these issues, but it's definitely not helping matters any. So yeah, knight's armor, yeah. Well, and we do have the money for it. We do, believe it or not. 36,000 gil. I'm not gonna pull the trigger just yet. Obviously, there is magic that also needs to be looked at. But I will definitely upgrade the armor for both. For both our monk and black mage. It looks like everything at the weapon shop is a downgrade. So no point in wasting money there. Check out the magic shops and see what they have to offer. Alright, so here are the level 5 white magic spells. It's a very nice addition. Restores quite a bit of hit points. And finally, this is easily the most important of the white magic spells so far in the game. It's a life of 1. Revives an ally from KO status. So this is the first point in the game where it becomes super important to really think describe what's going to be purchased. Thankfully, we have enough money to completely outfit both our white mage and black mage, because 3 spells from here will be 15,000 gil, and it should be the same case for black magic. That should be another 15,000, which is going to be 30,000 total. So we are about 5,000 gil above that requirement, so we're good. But you really have to make decisions here. This is the crossroads point for the white mage, because so far in the game we have been able to have pretty much one of each type of white magic spell. We've been able to have at least 1 hit point restoring spell, 1 protective spell such as shield, and then a condition restoring, I guess I'll call it that, a status ailment reversal type spell such as Asuna or Lamp. But this is the first point where you can very easily depart from that setup, and you have to make the choice of, do you want all 3 healing spells? So do you want Cure 3, Life 1, and Heal 2? Just go that route to completely, make sure that your white mage is restoring hit points and able to, revive any of the other 3 characters should they, be knocked out? Or do you make the decision of deciding between either Heal 2 or Cure 3? Because those would definitely be the odd spells if you want to keep things balanced. In a pinch, what I try to do is opt for Cure 3, Life 1, and Dia 3. Because for anyone and everyone who all may have watched the previous episodes, in some of the earlier dungeons, the spellcasters would support each other. But in most situations, when you're in a dungeon, you are going to be encountering undead related monsters. It's not true for every single dungeon in the game, but for a good number of dungeons early on in the game, the earlier portions of the game, that's definitely true. So it's a good idea to always keep the Dia related spells in your arsenal. And as is always the case, I think I phrased that properly, But what I'm trying to say is, you can always come back and replace a spell that may have become obsolete as you progress through the game. You can always come back to a spell shop and switch it out for another spell. And yep, this is the level 5 Black Magic spell shop. And here you're finally starting to see more status altering spells. Fire 3, it's just a continuation of the fire spells. Poison, well, here it has a much different intention, and I had honestly forgotten that this is what poison does. It instantly annihilates foes, which in later Final Fantasy games this would be renamed to death. So yeah, like I say, I'd forgotten that. I'd forgotten that was the initial meaning of poison's name. You have a warp 1, and this is a very handy spell as well to finally be able to get your hands on. And then slow 2 makes its return. But since I didn't opt for slow 2 earlier in the game, I am still not going to. So that makes our decision, and my decision I should say, I cannot learn this spell. Why is that? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. That I've said before, I can't actually hear the game noises and yeah, sound effects. We will be able to get the Warp 1 spell at a later point in the game. Not sure when live commentary decided to skip out. That's always lovely that it does. But I will go back and check things out when I am reviewing this recording. And I will fix anything that may need to be straightened out. Okay, so magic, we're good with the white mage. And we have purchased everything we can purchase for the black mage for now. Alright, so we are done in Melmond for now, but I am going to save progress really quick. Just to be safe, since we have yet to really run into any new monsters in this area. Most definitely want to be safe than sorry. And I don't believe there is an item shop in this town unless I overlooked it. I'm gonna run around really quick to make sure, and nope, there's not. Alright, so we are done with Melmond for now. We have been given a lot of good guidance. It would seem that I think Terra Cavern was mentioned being right around that area. I think that is considered the Devil's Peninsula. This is just standard fighting for now. But as always, the further we travel away from town, the more varied the random encounters will become. And this is yet another of the random encounters where there's no need to waste magic. All of our characters are able to take each of the enemies out with regular physical attacks. Roll on down to your level 5 spell tier. I'm just going to see which of our spellcasters can cast their spell first. Yeah, oh well, Bright Light. Brightest of them all so far. So it's Dia 3 for the win. Terra Cavern is the next dungeon on the list. Most definitely has some new monsters in store. I'm also getting Shield cast just to be safe. Because this Healed Geekus can pack a very mean punch. Let's check and see actually if a physical attack does more damage than ice. Oh yeah, that was like a critical too. I think the screen flashed a little bit. Yeah, as witnessed, I think that did 59 hit points of damage. But the experience, you can definitely see how the experience has jumped. So yeah, I'll try not to do too much level grinding here. Didn't really show that off too much. I think we're somewhere in the 2900. Range for required experience. If I remember correctly, you just have to use a good bit of magic. You're not, not like any given dungeon. You are not going to make it very far on your first visit. simply because your MP for certain. Wow, look at that, a little over 500 experience for a single fight. Yeah. Yeah, yes please. I'll take it. But your MP for your higher level spell levels aren't that high. I mean, yeah, I have 11 more uses of Fire 3, but it's going to be used quite frequently, and this dungeon has a very, very high enemy encounter rate. It's only taken a few steps. Actually, maybe even just one step, I don't know. And I continue to get into fights. Okay, really? One hit. One hit. Thankfully the lizards aren't a real threat. No point in casting shield again. There you go, Sabin. Where's that 2-hit factor in your previous turn? Alright, so we're making really good progress in the level up department. About maybe 4 more fights and we should have a level up. Definitely good in the Gale department. Check one more time. Alright. Yeah, we're still good on. Still good on Fire 3, but yeah, as stated in the previous fight, it's like you take one step and you immediately get in a fight. So that's why it's imperative. All the extra levels that were being gained a little earlier in the game. That's why it's so important. Because you enter into a dungeon such as this one, and you're getting into a fight with literally every step you take. You can't afford to not be a level or two ahead of things, and to especially, you can't afford this. Do not have the proper money to have outfitted your characters as they need to be. Because I know that it doesn't look like the Hill Gigas is dealing a lot of damage, but that's because everybody has a decent armor. If we hadn't had the money to buy both of those silver armlets, I can almost guarantee one of our spellcasters would not have made it out of that enemy strikes first kind of fight. So just a little bit of patience is needed. Some of these fights can get a bit frustrating. But then you encounter a fight like that where the last enemy just runs from you and makes the fight that much more tolerable. And it also seems that going south in this dungeon is where the higher enemy encounter rate is experienced. But I've noticed since heading back north, I'm actually able to take, more than one step before getting in a fight. Good old ogre chieftain. At first I thought, oh, a new monster. I thought, oh no, I remember these guys. They just look different in this environment. And as always, I'm going to practice what I have always been preaching. And we'll be keeping hit points high, close to max value. And now we're down to 17 out of 36 MP for level 1. Magic for the white mage, I noticed that. So it's just another testament to how quickly you can burn through your magic. And there is a treasure chest in this room, and I see what's in it. Oh wow, a good bit of money. Good bit of moolah. But that's all. So it looks like the item that we are after is going to be in the southern part of this dungeon. Older enemies that we're used to encountering. I'm going to wait for their turn to end, so that we can take care of them. I'm going to try to get fire to cast. I was trying to say hopefully before anybody is poisoned, but that is not the case. But maybe we can get out of this fight with only one character being poisoned, and good we are. We are, so it's not the best results, not the results I was hoping for, but also not as bad as it could have been. Alright, barely 700 experience required to level up, so we're making some good progress. yet another one of those scenarios of, should I even waste my magic on any of these monsters? It never fails. As soon as you decide to use magic, something like that happens. One of them runs away, the other one is killed before the spell is cast. Only one monster remains, so you end up wasting 1 MP, but there's no way to know how anything's gonna play out. Now this kind of situation, okay, cursor. This kind of situation, yeah, you're better off just use the magic. Even if like 2 of them run away, which they're not, they should be dead now, but yeah, even if 2 of them had run away, it still would have been worth using your MP. We've got to be right there at a level up. I mean, we have to be. Yeah, 378. For some reason, I thought we were a little bit closer, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Then our warrior just comes in and completely dishes out some overkill. Alright, so slow didn't work on it. Neither did muddle. Maybe I can paralyze it. Maybe. Or maybe it'll die first. That's the most important thing. Oh wow. Okay, almost 400 experience off of that one encounter. And since that was a trigger encounter, I do believe that we can fight this thing, Noma, I think was his name. I think we can fight it more than once. But of course, I'm going to completely heal up first. Actually, let me stop using Cure 1 since it's also what Shield 1 is off of. I want to conserve that as much as possible. This is basically oh, really? The potion, what's in that treasure chest, does not make it worth. Does not make it worth the close call we just went through. But yes, that fight would be very worthwhile to continue getting into over and over and over and over and over again. But we are easily in the 4,000 experience point threshold. It sounded like my voice kind of gave out when I said that the first time. So with needing that many experience points, almost 400 a fight. Well, you can do the math. It's not that it would take that long to level up, but realistically, I would exhaust all of my magic before we leveled up again, and the fact that we are in a dungeon, for those who have watched previous episodes, you should pretty much be able to finish this sentence for me, but since we are in a dungeon, I'm going to hold off on doing such a thing so that I don't run the risk of, you know, being wiped out and having a game over as a result of having depleted all of my MP. And yes, for anyone who may be wondering, the Terra Cavern, which I believe is its name, yeah, I think Cavern is in the name, but this dungeon always requires me to make several trips back and forth to it. It's a combination of both the brutality of some of the monsters encountered here, as well as the encounter rate. And it's not just about the spells that you have, you know, access to. It is also about the level that you are at. So it's definitely a combination of both factors. So more than likely, this dungeon will take probably 2, maybe 3 episodes to complete, but I'm hoping to knock the rest of it out in the next episode. We still have a little bit of time, but I am wanting to play it safe and not have a game over, not have anybody wiped out. KO'd if I can help it. See if we can confuse these minotaurs. It actually worked. One of them's dead though, but it still worked. Oh, and it stays confused even after attacking itself. And that is the telltale sign of an enemy being under the effect of confusion. They turn around and face the opposite direction. So that is the main visual aid. Okay, we've already been this way. I remember seeing that little piece, how it connects like that. But that is the main visual aid. So if you were to miss something, it doesn't actually say a word. Doesn't actually, like, on screen, you know, use words to tell you that it's been confused. But if you see an enemy is facing the opposite direction, facing away at its back to the characters, then if it's multiple enemies or that one enemy has been confused. Otherwise it will simply say a miss, as it did in that one fight with the Noma. Alright, so first time I check, yeah, restore some health, then play it safe, like I always do. I know, but as I always say, I would just rather be safe than sorry. And it's not just because I'm recording. It's not just because of that. It's it really is a pain for those who can relate to any given video game similar to this one. It really is a pain to have invested whatever amount of time and then have a game over before you've gotten, you know, the opportunity to save your progress. It really is a pain. Frustrating does not even come close to explaining that feeling. Since we're heading back to town, I will not worry about wasting MP. I will take these bad boys out with some magic. Everybody's okay health-wise, but it always pays to double check. And earlier, I think I can't remember exactly how I phrased it. At the very beginning of this episode, I may have misspoken though. I think I might have said something along the lines of, we're searching for the crystals. We're not actually searching for the crystals. The crystals are already in the possession of well, in our possession. I don't even know what I'm trying to say now. I'm getting all tongue-tied, I think, but the Warriors of Light already have the crystals in their possession. So we're having to restore the light that has been lost from the crystals. So we are seeking out the origin point of the crystal's natural, energies and powers and everything. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. So, yes, that is what we are working on, and this has been productive. Every dungeon is going to set you back a little bit. That's always going to be the natural slowdown factor. But as stated earlier, I am hoping to get through the rest of the Terra Cavern in the next episode. And I think there's some more clues we have to acquire first, but we definitely have to complete the Terra Cavern first. And that is what I will be striving to do in the next episode. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode. LP Guru, signing out.